Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rangers Journal. Today, I've got an interview for you with Goggsy, the Motherwell blogger, to speak about the proposed transfer of Liam Kelly to Rangers.
Every night is the Rangers Journal night.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Rangers Journal, brought to you in association with Man on Inverclyde Suicide Prevention Services. Today, I've got a familiar guest on. This is his second appearance in the Rangers Journal. Goggsy, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing all right, mate. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. I was hoping to catch you at the end of the season for a wee chat about Adam Devine and do a wee loan review, find out how he's getting on, but some unexpected news yesterday that Liam Kelly's apparently deal's done in terms of he's signed for Rangers either in a pre-contract agreement, I would imagine. Does this come as a shock to you?
It's a surprise because of who he's actually signing for, because I was expecting him to probably get a move back down south, or maybe a Hearts or a Hibs or Aberdeen, like fighting for a number one spot. But I mean, the fact that Rangers have identified him as a target, as well as Celtic, might I add, because there was whispers about him being a Celtic target as well. But I am very, very much aware that it is probably to just fill a quota for the homegrown 8 players for European spots next season.
I think that's quite poor for the old firm, if I'm being brutally honest with you, taking talent like that and just, I don't know, it's just a daft rule. I don't really agree with Liam Kelly's a decent enough goalkeeper. I don't really, and I feel bad enough about Robbie McCrory not getting a game.
Because he's hardly getting a game.
Aye. But he's my number 2, and watching different podcasts and stuff the last couple of days, they're saying Liam Kelly's probably coming out to replace John McLaughlin. And I'm like, that's got to be a wee bit inaccurate, surely. Like, he's better than John McLaughlin. He's better than a number 3, in my opinion, anyway. How's his performances been overall for you guys this season?
Liam Kelly was the first to admit that he hadn't been up to scratch for the first half of the season because, of course, of the bad run we had and the goals we were shipping. I'd say out of his time, this was his worst season for us, and I'd say that's a compliment because in the first season and a half that he had for us, he was really good, and I wasn't expecting him to stay for 3.5 years that he ended up doing. But I mean, this year we were very poor defensively, and he only kept 3 clean sheets. So on that part, I thought, well, it would surprise me if a bigger club came in for him. But as I said, like I'm very much aware that Rangers have a quota to fill of 8 players that are Scottish and homegrown, and like if he's going to be a number 2, then fair enough. But I think that's a waste. I really do think it's a waste.
Aye, definitely. What's his strong points? What can Rangers fans expect him?
I'd say not kicking. His shot-stopping ability is very good. I'd say it's up there with some of the best goalkeepers in our league. But his distribution for the last 2-3 years has been pretty poor. Like a number of his goal kicks usually end up in the stand, and that's no understatement. Like it did get very frustrating at some points, and like I want nothing but the best for him. But like, if there was something that he could improve on, is his kicking, because of course with Rangers playing the ball out from the back, like if he was to play, then he will have to be a lot better with the ball at his feet.
Fair enough. What else I want to ask you? I've seen there's been a catalogue of errors from him this season, but like you say, it's not been his strongest season. What's that come from? Has it come from like cross balls? Is it not commanding his area? Is it playing slap away?
I think a perfect example is the mistimed crosses that were mistimed coming out for crosses. Like there was one goal against St Johnstone. I think it was about November, December time. We drew one each, and the cross comes in and it hits off Mugabe, and Liam Kelly's in no man's land. And then, funnily enough, against St Johnstone again, just at the weekend there, like he miscommunicated again with Bevis Mugabe, and St Johnstone scored their second goal from that. So I don't know if it's a thing just about playing against St Johnstone, but like we've conceded a fair amount of poor, scrappy goals because the goalkeeper's not communicating with his back line. I think I can't really remember many more off the top of my head at the moment, but there are many to choose from.
See, kind of overall for his time at Motherwell, do you think he's a player of Rangers quality?
No, not of first team quality. I would say like a first team Motherwell player would probably suit the Rangers bench to a T. I think that's the best way to put it, because look, Rangers have Jack Butland for God knows how long.
Right.
So like if it's to replace him, then I would be very worried. But if it's to replace a player that is outgoing, that is a bench player, then I think you're fine. Because Liam Kelly, even if he plays 5-10 games for you next season, he'll be fine. But I think if he was to play at a higher standard, I mean, in my opinion, he hasn't been the same player since he made his Scotland debut against France. But there again, he conceded a penalty to Kylian Mbappe, and then the next week he was sharing a changing room with Theo Bair again. So it's a bit of a change, but like I don't know how much that impacted on him, because he actually nearly did save that penalty. He got a hand to it.
All right. Do you think he's going to go to Euros?
I think he should do, because well, obviously he's been included in the 4 goalkeeper squad. Like I don't like, as much as I love Craig Gordon, I don't think Craig Gordon should go. I think he should maybe go in a coaching capacity, because he'd still be very much usable as a coach for the Scotland goalkeepers. But I mean, I don't think Liam Kelly's going to be on the park at all at the Euros. So for him to just go and be an understudy to Angus Gunn, I think that would be it. Because I do think he is very much on par with Xander Clark, but that's a story for another podcast.
Aye, definitely. I would probably agree. I think it's probably going to be Kelly, Gunn and Gordon. I think Xander Clark. I think with the way Hearts goalkeepers are going to have been rotating, it's not really fair to pick 2 Hearts goalkeepers and leave the Motherwell keeper out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And Craig Gordon's got the experience that Steve Clark likes. I mean, Ryan Jack's been selected. Ryan Jack's not kicked a ball in months, and he's been selected, so they're being picked for a reason. So that would be my 3.
It's all to do with that club mentality that Steve Clark's got, and he keeps the faith in the players that he selects every single international call-up.
Aye, definitely. See, in terms of leadership, I wanted to kind of ask you about it. Obviously, I think he's your captain, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's your captain.
Yeah.
Is he worthy armband at Motherwell in your eyes?
For me, I think a goalkeeper's got enough to worry about before handing him the armband. And notoriously, for the last few captains that we have had, like they have underperformed when they're wearing the armband. Like we took the armband off Carl McHugh, and he instantly became a better player. Same goes for like Stephen O'Donnell wasn't the greatest of captains that we've had, and whether he returns under a new contract, see it to be seen. But like I think the last proper good captain we had was Peter Hartley, and like he was sensational. But
the wind-up merchant and all him, man.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you need. But Liam Kelly, I think he was too nice, and we sort of lost a bit of a backbone in him when he did become skipper because, well, we have a number of players that are like older now that could be a good replacement as a captain. Like I'd say Paul McGinn, if he got a new contract, is definitely, for me, odds on to be our new captain for next season, should he sign a new deal. But to me, I think a goalkeeper should never be a captain. I think it should always be a centre half or centre defensive mid because they'll see all of the game. Whereas the goalkeeper's only at one end of the pitch.
I know what you mean. Rangers are lacking leadership all over the park just now, so I'll take anybody that's going to shout and ball at folk. Just quickly, we'll touch upon Guy done a profile today on Theo Bair. Obviously, I think there's some interest from Bristol City. There's a couple of clubs down south. Right. Is that right? I think there was a report. There was a report via his son, whether you want to believe it or not.
Well, I'll happily take $2.5 million for
him. Guy done a profile just to kind of say what his stats were and whatever else. How's the big man done this season since he made his name at Ibrox and ruined Rangers League Challenge?
Well, I think he must have got a new pair of boots at Christmas because he's been sensational ever since.
He's a good big player, isn't
he? It's because he's athletic. I think that's what's different about him because like he's not just a big boy. He can actually run. He can do all the groundwork and like he's fast and like what he's done off the pitch. Like he's learnt a lot through other players that are playing bigger leagues across the continent, and he's been watching how they move. Like a goal he scored at Aberdeen was because he'd been watching Gyökeres at Sporting Lisbon, and he just followed the ball in. And like it may seem like a minor detail, but that's the foundations of the game, and it's the reason why he's scored 15 goals this season, not 5.
Right, definitely. Just quickly ask you about Adam Devine before we wrap up, Goggsy. Yeah. How's he been overall? You've been happy enough with him?
I'd say about a 6 out of 10, to be honest. I mean, there have been games where he's just not really played up to the occasion, and he didn't really get any game time in the last couple of games before the end of the season. So I don't know if that's a signal to what his standard is, but I mean, yeah, when he was playing full 90 minutes, I did like what I saw, but I don't think we saw enough of Adam Devine to properly pass judgment.
Oh, fair enough. Would you be happy to have him back again next season on one?
Right now, because we've only got about 6 or 7 players under contract, I would take anyone. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for you to hear, but I do think he would be good with a proper pre-season at us. But we'll just have to see what turns up in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, fair enough. Do you want to just tell folk where they can find you?
Absolutely. On YouTube, I'm Goggsy99, as you can see here, and on Twitter at Goggsy99, as in Brooklyn 99. It's a cheeky reference to that. But yeah, thank you very much for having me on, Scotty.
No, no bother, mate. Thank you for coming on. I might say you were probably going to be doing a wee show over Euros, probably once a week. I don't know if that's something you'd be up from, though.
I could be a live correspondent while I'm in Germany for the Euros.
Oh, you're in Germany, mate? Oh.
Yeah, I've got tickets to the first 2 games, so I'm buzzing for that. No, right, mate. I've went to Cyprus, France, and Georgia last year just so I could get the cheaper tickets. So it's a long way for a shortcut. We'll just say that.
Fair enough. Well, enjoy yourself, mate. Right, I'll catch you again soon, all right, mate? Take care.
Okay, perfect.